Before the world wakes up, before the noise, the pressure, the expectations, there is a moment, a quiet, powerful moment that belongs only to you. And what you do in that moment, before 7 a.m., can shape your entire destiny. Most people sleep through it. The successful ones, they build their life in it. Winning the morning is not about waking up early just for the sake of it. It's about establishing control before the world demands your attention. The earliest hours of the day are untouched, unclaimed, and uninterrupted. In that space, you have the rare opportunity to think clearly, act deliberately, and move without pressure. When you begin your day on your own terms, you send a signal to your mind that you are in charge. That sense of control carries forward, shaping how you approach every task, every conversation, and every challenge that follows. The way you start your morning creates a psychological blueprint for the rest of your day. If your morning begins in chaos, rushing, scrolling, reacting, you spend the rest of the day trying to catch up. But when your morning begins with structure and intention, your mind aligns with clarity and purpose. You move with confidence instead of hesitation. You respond instead of react. This is not accidental. It is the direct result of a deliberate start. A strong morning routine acts as a foundation, and every productive action you take afterward is built upon it. There is also a powerful emotional component to winning the morning. Early victories, no matter how small, build momentum. Completing a workout, reading a few pages, planning your day. These actions create a sense of accomplishment before most people even begin. That feeling of progress fuels your confidence and raises your expectations for yourself. Instead of approaching your day hoping things go well, you step into it knowing you've already made progress. That shift in mindset transforms ordinary days into purposeful ones. Winning the morning also strengthens your ability to focus. In a world filled with distractions, focus has become a rare and valuable skill. The early hours offer a distraction-free environment where your attention can be fully directed toward meaningful work. When you train your mind to focus deeply in the morning, that discipline extends throughout the day. You become less vulnerable to interruptions, less tempted by distractions, and more capable of sustained effort. Over time, this ability to concentrate becomes one of your greatest advantages. Another important aspect is energy management. Your physical and mental energy are at their peak in the morning, making it the ideal time to invest in activities that require effort and intention. Whether it's exercise, learning, or strategic planning, using this high-energy window effectively sets a powerful tone. Instead of wasting your best hours on low-value tasks, you dedicate them to growth and progress. This not only improves your productivity, but also enhances the quality of your work, as you are operating at your best when it matters most. Consistency is what ultimately turns a strong morning into a life-changing habit. One productive morning can inspire you, but repeated mornings of discipline transform you. Each day you wake up and follow through on your intentions, you reinforce a pattern of reliability and self-trust. You prove to yourself that you can show up even when it's difficult. Over time, this builds a level of discipline that extends far beyond the morning. It influences how you handle setbacks, how you pursue goals, and how you carry yourself in every area of life. Silence in the early morning is more than the absence of noise. It is the presence of possibility. Before the world begins to speak, before notifications light up your screen and responsibilities start pulling at your attention, there is a rare stillness. In that stillness, your mind is no longer reacting. It is thinking. You are not being influenced. You are becoming aware. This quiet space allows you to hear your own thoughts clearly, without interruption or distortion. And in a world filled with constant noise, that clarity becomes a powerful advantage. When you operate in silence, your mind has the freedom to process deeply. Throughout the day, your thoughts are often scattered, jumping from one demand to another. But in the early hours, there is no rush, no urgency, no pressure. Your mind slows down, and when it slows down, it begins to organize itself. Ideas connect, solutions surface, and priorities become clearer. What once felt overwhelming starts to feel manageable. This is where direction is formed, not in chaos, but in calm. Silence also gives you the opportunity to reflect. Reflection is a skill that many overlook, yet it is essential for growth. Without taking time to look inward, you continue repeating the same patterns without understanding them. In the quiet of the morning, you can evaluate your actions, your habits, and your decisions. You can ask yourself what is working, what isn't, and what needs to change. This kind of honest self-awareness is difficult to achieve when your mind is constantly distracted. Silence creates the space for truth. There is also a unique power in starting your day without external influence. The moment you check your phone, scroll through social media, or react to messages, you allow the outside world to shape your mindset. Your emotions, your focus, and even your energy begin to depend on external inputs. But when you begin your day in silence, you protect your mental environment. You decide how you want to feel, what you want to focus on, and what truly matters. Instead of absorbing the noise, you create your own signal. Silence strengthens your ability to make better decisions. When your mind is cluttered, your decisions become reactive and impulsive. But when your mind is clear, your decisions become intentional and aligned with your goals. In those early moments of quiet, you can think ahead, plan strategically, and prepare yourself mentally for what lies ahead. This doesn't just improve your productivity, it improves the quality of your actions. You are no longer just doing things, you are doing the right things. Over time, embracing silence becomes a habit that reshapes how you think and how you live. You begin to value depth over distraction, clarity over chaos, and intention over impulse. The more you practice starting your day in silence, the more you realize that answers were never out there. They were always within you, waiting for the noise to fade. Motivation is a spark. It feels powerful in the moment, but it fades just as quickly as it comes. Discipline, on the other hand, is the engine that keeps you moving long after that spark is gone. In the early hours of the morning, you are not relying on how you feel, you are relying on what you have trained yourself to do. That is where real growth begins. Because if you only act when you feel motivated, you will always be inconsistent. But when you build discipline, you remove emotion from the equation and replace it with commitment. The truth is, you won't always feel like waking up early. There will be mornings when your body resists, when your mind makes excuses, when comfort feels more appealing than effort. That is exactly the moment discipline is tested. Discipline is not about doing what is easy. It is about doing what is necessary, even when it's uncomfortable. Every time you choose to get up anyway, you are strengthening something deeper than habit. You are building resilience, and that resilience carries into every part of your life. When you rely on discipline, you create consistency, and consistency is what separates intention from achievement. Anyone can have a burst of motivation and perform well for a day or two, but only disciplined individuals show up every single day, regardless of circumstances. Waking up before 7 a.m. becomes more than just a routine. It becomes a standard you hold yourself to. And once that standard is set, your actions begin to align with it automatically. You don't debate with yourself anymore, you just execute. Discipline also simplifies your life. When you remove the daily negotiation, should I wake up? Should I skip today? You free your mind from unnecessary decisions. The decision has already been made. You wake up because that's who you are now. This reduces mental fatigue and allows you to focus your energy on more important choices throughout the day. In a way, discipline creates freedom, the freedom to act without hesitation and the freedom to move forward without doubt. There is also a powerful sense of self-respect that comes from discipline. Every time you follow through on what you said you would do, you build trust with yourself, and that trust becomes the foundation of confidence. It's not about proving anything to others. It's about proving to yourself that you are reliable that you can be counted on, that your words have weight. This internal confidence is far more valuable than temporary motivation because it doesn't depend on circumstances. It depends on your character. Over time, discipline transforms from something you force into something you embody. It becomes part of your identity. You are no longer someone who is trying to wake up early. You are someone who does it no matter what. And once that identity is established, it extends beyond the morning. It influences how you work, how you train, how you think, and how you live. Motivation may get you started, but discipline is what carries you all the way through. While the world is still wrapped in comfort, there is a window of opportunity quietly opening for those willing to step into it. Early mornings are not just about time, they are about advantage. When others are asleep, the competition is paused, the noise is silent, and the path ahead is clear. This is where separation begins. Not in dramatic, visible moments, but in quiet, consistent actions taken when no one is watching. Getting up before 7 a.m. gives you a head start that compounds over time, turning small efforts into significant progress. Think about it. Every hour you invest in yourself before the day officially begins is an hour gained, not borrowed. There are no interruptions, no urgent demands, no external pressures pulling you away. That uninterrupted time becomes a powerful asset. Whether you use it to learn, to build, to plan, or to improve your physical and mental strength, you are moving forward while others remain still. And over days, weeks, and months, those early hours stack up, creating a gap that becomes impossible to ignore. This advantage is not just about productivity, it's about positioning. When you consistently use your mornings to grow, you place yourself ahead in ways that are not immediately visible but deeply impactful. Your skills sharpen, your mindset strengthens, and your direction becomes clearer. Meanwhile, those who delay their start are forced to rush, react, and catch up. You are not competing in the same way anymore because you have already invested time before the race even begins. There is also a psychological edge that comes from knowing you are ahead. That awareness builds quiet confidence. You step into your day with a sense of readiness, not pressure. You've already done something meaningful, something intentional, before most people have even opened their eyes. That shifts your posture, your energy, and your mindset. Instead of feeling behind or overwhelmed, you feel prepared and in control. And that confidence influences how you perform in every situation that follows. Getting ahead while others sleep also teaches you patience and long-term thinking. The results of early mornings are not always immediate, and that's where many people lose focus. But those who stay committed understand that success is built through accumulation. One morning may not change your life, but hundreds of mornings absolutely will. Each early start is a deposit into your future, and over time, those deposits grow into something powerful and undeniable. What makes this habit even more impactful is that it is entirely within your control. You don't need special resources, connections, or opportunities to wake up early and use that time wisely. It is a choice available to anyone, yet embraced by few. And that is precisely why it creates such a strong advantage. Because in a world where many wait for the right moment, those who rise early create their own. Your mindset is not built in moments of comfort, it is forged in moments of resistance. Waking up early, especially when you don't feel like it, becomes a daily act of mental training. Each morning presents a quiet challenge. Stay where it's easy, or step into something that requires effort. When you consistently choose effort, you are conditioning your mind to prioritize growth over comfort over time. This simple decision begins to reshape how you think, how you respond, and how you handle difficulty. There is a powerful shift that happens when you start doing hard things first. Instead of easing into the day, you confront it. You face resistance immediately. And by doing so, you weaken its hold over you. That early act of discipline sends a clear message to your brain. Discomfort is not something to avoid. It is something to move through. This changes your relationship with challenges. What once felt overwhelming begins to feel manageable because you have already proven to yourself that you can handle difficulty before the day even begins. Building a strong mindset also means developing control over your thoughts and emotions. In the early morning, when distractions are minimal, you have the opportunity to direct your focus intentionally. You are not reacting to stress, messages, or external pressures. You are creating your own mental environment. Whether it's through reflection, planning, or quiet focus, you are training your mind to stay steady and clear. This ability to stay centered becomes incredibly valuable as the day unfolds and demands increase. Another key element is resilience. Life will not always go according to plan, and setbacks are inevitable. But when you have a routine that requires discipline and consistency, you build a mental toughness that prepares you for those moments. Waking up early every day, regardless of how you feel, teaches you to show up even when it's inconvenient. That same resilience carries over into your work, your goals, and your personal challenges. You become someone who doesn't break under pressure, but adapts and keeps moving forward. Confidence is another byproduct of a strengthened mindset, not the loud, temporary kind, but a quiet, grounded confidence that comes from self-trust. Every morning you follow through on your commitment, you reinforce the belief that you are capable and reliable. You stop doubting your ability to execute because you have evidence, daily evidence, that you can do what you say you will do. This internal confidence changes how you approach opportunities and obstacles alike. As this habit continues, your mindset evolves from reactive to proactive. You stop waiting for the right mood, the right time, or the right conditions. Instead, you act regardless of them. You begin to understand that your thoughts do not control your actions. Your decisions do. And that realization is powerful. It gives you ownership over your behavior and direction over your life. The early morning becomes more than just a time of day. It becomes a training ground where your mindset is sharpened, strengthened, and prepared for whatever comes next. Most people don't control their day. Their day controls them. They wake up and immediately step into a stream of demands, messages, notifications, responsibilities, and expectations. From that moment on, they are reacting, responding to what others want, what situations require, and what distractions demand. But when you wake up early with purpose, you break that pattern. You create space between waking up and reacting, and in that space, you begin to design your day instead of being pulled through it. Intentional living starts with awareness. In the quiet of the morning, you are not rushing, not distracted, not overwhelmed. You have the clarity to ask yourself what truly matters. What needs your energy today? What deserves your focus? What moves you closer to your goals? These are questions that rarely get answered in the middle of a busy day. But in the early hours, you can think with depth and honesty. And once you gain that clarity, your actions begin to align with it. Planning becomes a powerful tool in this process. When you take even a few minutes in the morning to map out your priorities, you give your day structure and direction. Instead of jumping from one task to another, you move with intention. You know what needs to be done, and more importantly, you know why it needs to be done. This eliminates wasted effort and reduces the feeling of being overwhelmed. You are no longer guessing your way through the day. You are executing a plan you created with purpose. Being intentional also means protecting your time and energy. Throughout the day, there will always be distractions and unexpected demands. But when you have already defined your priorities, it becomes easier to say no to what doesn't align. You become more selective with your attention. Instead of giving your energy to everything, you invest it where it matters most. This level of control is what separates productive days from chaotic ones. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters. Another important shift is how you handle challenges. When you start your day reactively, problems feel like interruptions. They throw you off, frustrate you, and drain your energy. But when you begin your day intentionally, you expect challenges. You are mentally prepared for them. Instead of reacting emotionally, you respond strategically. You stay focused on solutions rather than getting stuck in the problem. This calm, controlled approach makes you more effective and resilient throughout the day. Over time, this habit transforms your entire approach to life. You stop living on autopilot and start living by design. Your actions become aligned with your goals, your time reflects your priorities, and your energy is directed with purpose. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstances. You are shaping them. And it all begins in those early hours where you choose to pause, think, and decide how your day and ultimately your life will unfold. So, tomorrow morning, when the alarm breaks the silence, understand this. It's not just waking you up, it's calling you out, calling you to step beyond excuses, calling you to take ownership, calling you to become the person you keep saying you want to be. Nothing extraordinary is waiting for you in comfort. Everything you want is waiting on the other side of discipline. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is built in those quiet hours before the world even notices you exist. No applause, no recognition, just you and your decision. Because success isn't loud in the beginning. It's silent, it's early, and it's consistent. And if you can win that moment, if you can rise when it's easier to stay down, if you can act when no one is watching, then you won't just change your mornings. You'll change your standards. And once your standards change, your life has no choice but to follow.